What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Cooking with Chef Ralf, and by popular demand, you're getting a little bit of this, okay? Let me explain. A lot of the videos I do on YouTube, sometimes I'm shirtless, and people want me to do a shirtless video because I'm all about positive body image, because big is beautiful. You know, people call this a dad bod, but fun fact, when you're black, this is called honey bear. So I'm rocking honey bear. Well, I'm going to show you how to cook this, and what we're making today is one pot chicken and sausage Alfredo pasta. The great thing about this is you only need one pot, got all the ingredients, you throw it in the pot, it's going to be great. As you know, I don't cook that well, so I try to find recipes that are easy for people who are single or don't know how to cook like me to throw in here and to make delicious. So the first thing you do is you heat your pot up. Do about medium heat, not a big deal. You wait until you can feel the heat. Please don't put your hand in the pot. And then after that, obviously you wash your hands. I've already washed my hands. Don't call me a liar. They're washed, I promise. The next thing you do is you take your chicken. Now, I'm going to show you how to cut one. And, you know, some of you are going to yell at me because, like I said, I'm not a cook like most of you at home. So you're going to see some improper cuts. But you want to make them as even as you can. So, you know, you take it. And, you know, like I said, I'm sure there's people on the internet right now probably screaming at me like, that's not how you cut meat, but it's okay. You don't have to be a genius at it, you just have to not cut your finger off, and I think that's the most important part. And so you just try to make them as even as possible. The next thing you do is you take your extra virgin olive oil, and you're going to do a little swirl, okay? You want to coat the pan evenly, so that it's not, you know, so if you look at that, it's just a nice even coat. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's just a little even coat. If you can, that's fine. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to salt and pepper your chicken. I'm going to do it on the cutting board because it's there. It's easy. I can put all the ingredients in there afterwards. Okay. I like to do a little test to see how much salt I'm getting before I do it. I'm going to raise that an inch more. And then let the salt begin. Now, salt and pepper, that's your preference. This is just what's going on with me. I use the cracked pepper. Until I get a nice coat there of pepper. I love my pepper, and there you go. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to put it all into the pot, okay? So we're going to take this chicken, look at that. It's been cut up. We're going to take this, the tool we used to cut up. We're going to put it in the pot. Now, after we put it in the pot, there's a few other steps we're going to do while it's cooking at medium heat, cooking the chicken. And also, I'm an advocate of this. Probably should wash your hands after touching chicken and touching something else. I know it's all going into the same pot, but I'm a psycho like that. So we're going to slowly push that in there. Get a nice sizzle going. And there you go, the chicken's in the pot. Alright, next we're going to do sausage. So what I did was I got some nice Cajun andouille sausage. It's a little bit more pricey. Now if you want something cheaper, do Italian sausage. Do regular sausage. I just happen to like the way this tastes and the flavor. Now, I just want to tell you as another thing, with the help of Movie Magic, I've cleaned all my utensils again after I used chicken, because once again, I fear cross-contamination, even though they're all going into the same pot. That's just me. So, these sausage, they have a nice casing on them to keep them together as you make individual pieces. If you want more of a ground sausage, just take the casing off. There's nothing, you can eat the casing. There's nothing wrong with that. So, what I do is I like to cut them into pieces. You don't have to be perfect. No one expects you to be perfect. Like I said, I'm no master chef. I'm just a guy who barely knows how to cook myself, just like you guys. And my cutting technique's probably terrible. I'll probably lose a finger one of these days, which is just more views for you guys. Just joking. And that's one. And, you know, you just want them to all look about the same. So then I'll do this one. cutting. And you know, the casing really helps to keep them together when you're making individual pieces like this. Like I said, if you want more of a ground sausage thing, just take off the casing. It comes right off. It's not a big deal. Alright. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take the sausage and we're going to put it in the pot. And then we're going to do a little stirring motion, get it all together. Now as for the chicken, if we can go back to the chicken real quick, make sure the chicken has at least been in there for about 5 minutes so you get a nice simmer at the bottom. So when you add the sausage, they're all cooking together. So remember this, chicken in there for at least 5 minutes, then add the sausage. Get my trusty tool here. And then after I'm done with that, like I said, movie magic. You know, nothing special. You guys know me as viewers. I use a cell phone. We're going to clean all our utensils and I'll show you the next step. So we're just going to pour this in here. I'll get that piece of sausage that just fell. And then we're going to do a nice and healthy stir before we move on to the next step. Alright guys, I want you to really listen to that. You hear that sizzle? That means we're goddamn cooking right now. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. That's going. It's been cooking. It's been only about maybe 10 minutes or so, you know. Just keep letting it go. We turned the heat up a little bit, as you can see. You know, I had on a low heat at first. Now I turned it up a little bit more so it can really get going. We're going to do garlic. I like garlic. Garlic isn't for everybody. Don't like garlic? Throw a goddamn onion in there. If you don't like onions, don't use any of it. But that's just me. I really like garlic, so we're going to do like 5 cloves of garlic. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the knife, and now, for those of you that are YouTube viewers at home that seen me use knives before, you know my knife skills aren't great. I've gotten a little better with time, but I know a lot of people freak out when I use a knife, and it's fine. Like I said, if I lose a finger, that's just more enjoyment for you guys. So, take the palm of your hand, put the knife over it, because it has skin, and you got to remove the skin, and then you press on it. Till you hear a crack. Then you remove the skin, because nothing is more gross in this world to me than the skin on garlic. It is disgusting. Hold on, there's a little bit more. It is my arch enemy. I hate it. If you got a little more, you can do the same thing here. Just to see, I think I got that one. Just to loosen the skin off. I'm just not a fan. Now, the next thing you're going to do is these pieces I can just deal separately with the technique I'm going to show you, because they're already basically in half. But you're going to take your 2 fingers, do this, and you're going to gently rock the knife across to cut it in half. You don't have to chop. Just do a little rock like that. Then you're going to lie these 2 pieces flat, like they're flat like this. You take the edge of your finger, and we're not going to go chop, chop, chop. We're going to do a gentle rock, because you don't want to hurt yourself. And, you know, that's the most important thing. As I say this, I lose a finger. No, but seriously, you know, take your time. Don't rush, you know. Don't do anything that's, like, involving you doing too much. And same here, you know. This one, we're just going to do a little dice like that real fast. And this one, just going to get a little half chop because they're already almost minced. And what we're going to do now is, instead of chopping and holding it all together, we're just going to do a gentle rock until they're all chopped up and they're done. So, we're just going to take our stuff, just gently rock across it. Hold on to your cutting board. Bunch them up together. And just do it again. They'll mince up real nice. It's fine. Then you take all these pieces. Make sure you get the stuff on the edge of the knife too. And just one more time. Doesn't hurt. They look pretty done though, so. And then take all this, put them together, and now we're going to add the garlic to the pot. take the knife, take the cutting board. Like I like to explain in between scenes with our movie magic, our crappy phone, we cut out the part where we're cleaning each utensil, washing our hands. Like I said, I think it might be obsessive to some, but you want a clean environment when you cook. So then put it in there. Now my favorite part, all that sizzling going on, we're going to give it a nice stir. Now, most of my shows, when I do this, I don't usually show a plate dressing. I just show you the end result in a pot. But this time around, we're going to show you what it actually looks like on a plate, too. We're going to go a little further with cooking with Chef Ralf. And now, we're not going to do any fancy plating or anything. I'm not going to garnish anything or anything. I'm just going to show you what it looks like on the plate. Just so you can get a little taste, see if you like what it looks like. Okay. So if you look in here, it's looking really good. And now, before we move forward, let me answer some of the questions about this that you might have. Chicken, when you first put the chicken in, 5 minutes. Next to sausage. When you put the sausage in, 5 more minutes. Then we add the garlic. The garlic cooks for 2 minutes because you don't want the garlic to brown. So so altogether, we're looking at 12 minutes of cooking, okay? For this, before we move forward. Next thing you want to do is you want to add what's going to make this pot pasta amazing. So, chicken broth, all right? They require 32 ounces. Well, here's the secret. The best part about this whole meal, this Alfredo pot pasta, is that everything you can use is in wholes. So you don't have to do any math. So this is going to require a quart. Guess what? 32 ounces. Use the whole thing. You're fine. Because if you're anything like me, I'm not the brightest guy walking around. I don't want to measure stuff out. So I try to make things as simple as possible. So in this bad boy goes 1 quart coming in. Obviously, you're not going to hear the sizzle anymore. It's going to fill up with that liquid. It's fine. It's got more cooking to do. Alright, next thing you do, a pint, 16 ounces. This is heavy cream. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Heavy cream is expensive. If you're going to do the Alfredo sauce, you need heavy cream. There's no way around it. Do what you can. It is expensive. But sometimes you got to buy something expensive if you want it to taste a little good. So the heavy cream, you just use the whole thing. Like I said, this is why I love this, is because it's simple. We don't have to measure anything out. We don't have to use this. See? Gone. Alright, next, pasta. You can use any pasta you want. No one's telling you have to use this pasta. I use penne pasta. It's small noodles. It gives you more of a portion, gives you more of a full feeling. You don't have to use that. This is just what I like to use. This is what I chose to use. And you just add that in there. Now, as we do this Alfredo, I'm a man that is also part Sicilian. And you're going to go, but Ralph, white sauce, that's not real sauce. Well, I have something to say to that. Bite me. It's delicious. I love white sauce. So, that's gone. And then what we're going to do is, we're just going to stir it up. And look at that. You got your cream in there. You got your broth cooking and stirring. You got the pasta going. We got our heat still at a medium. And that's looking good. Alright. Now that you guys got to see a little peek there what that looks like, here's what we're going to do. My favorite part, the spices. Alright. We're going to get a little Cajun with these spices. It's going to taste really good. Now, I know that's not for everybody, but the reason why I chose this meal, once again, it is customizable. You don't have to use the same spices I'm using. It's not necessary. But if you want to use these spices, go ahead and use them. So, got the red pepper. Minced onions. I like minced onions. The pepper we used for the chicken earlier. Oregano. And then we had this little divider here of spices from vacation. I'm using them just because, like I said, I like mine a certain way. If it's not for you, don't use these spices. But here we have all these different flavors and different spices to use. I've chosen a very select few. So what we're going to do is we're going to open it up to this one, the cayenne pepper. We're going to open it up to the garlic salt. And then we're going to open it up to the paprika. So those are the three we're using. Cayenne pepper, paprika, and my personal favorite, again, the garlic salt. Okay? Because I love garlic. So, first things first, get these three in there. And that should be good. You don't want to go too crazy. Those are three different. Next thing, cracked pepper. Next thing, oregano. I love oregano. I think it's awesome. You don't have to get crazy with oregano. Oregano you want to be really light with. You can really taste oregano. Minced onions. Minced onions, you really can't do wrong with minced onions. I mean, you don't notice as much as the other things, so you can go all in with minced onions. It's not the end of the world. And then, red pepper. I like to go light with this too, because I don't want to go crazy. Okay, next we're going to turn the heat up to about 7. We're going to stir it. Give it a good stir. Then we're going to put a lid on it. We're going to cook it for about 15 to 20 minutes, stirring periodically for that time. You know, making sure everything's like nothing's sticking or anything. So there's a lid on it. And then we do our thing. We wait. Remember, you wait 15 to 20 minutes and stir in between. Okay, so now that's been cooking for about 25 minutes. I've been stirring, you know, let's do another close-up just so you can see it looks genuinely done. So, normal Alfredo sauce, when you make it, after you add the heavy cream, use Parmesan cheese. I, on the other hand, like to change things up. Like I said, it's my own version. Do what you want. I'm using pepper jack. I'm using half a thing. And, you know, with me, I don't like to do measurements, so just go to half mark with your hand. Maybe I'll go a little higher, just because I like a little bit of cheese. And then pour it in there. And then we stir. Now you want to make sure you get really in there when it comes to stirring this, because it's pepper jack cheese for your sauce, for your Alfredo sauce, or pepper jack Alfredo, as I like to call it for this one. I wish you could smell what I'm smelling, because it smells fucking delish. And then, you know, as I'm stirring it, probably going to let it sit back on there for about 2 more minutes. And then that part is done. And there you have it. We're going to have a nice, easy to make meal after we put the lid back on here for 2 more minutes. Check vigorously, because you don't want anything to happen to it. And then, next up, we're going to show you what it looks like in a plate, and we're going to eat it. Okay, guys. So now, I've already put some in some bowls. Check it out. Look how good that fucking looks. Also, I'm not fancy. I like to drink with a little bit of wine. Only the finest in box wine, if you want to turn to the side there. But you know, a little wine and pasta. You get wasted. I'm going to enjoy my food. And the best part about this is if you're a single person, there's actually some decent food prep. There's probably like 2 days, you know, food prep for someone who's just by themselves, who want a simple meal, and they want to stretch out throughout the week. If you want to quadruple the recipe, you can do a whole week's worth. And it's cost effective, besides the heavy cream, sorry everybody. But other than that, make the ingredients your own. Get your own kind of sausage. You don't have to follow my recipe. That's the best part about this dish, is you can make it your own version, and it's going to come out amazing. So, yep, this has been Chef Ralf with Cooking with Chef Ralf, and remember, anyone can cook if they really put their mind to it. Is it going?
Yep.
Oh my God, it just came in my pants.